Hey, what's up, guys? This is log 4 of HSN32K Car Talk. Thanks for stopping by. This is actually going to be my first in-car driving log. So I actually hooked my phone up to a Olympus noise canceling microphone that's mounted right here. So hopefully you guys can hear me a lot more clear than if I didn't have the mic. My radar going off. But yeah, a lot of things going on. Quick update. First and foremost, it's a awesome day here in Los Angeles, in SoCal. It's nice and sunny. I don't know if there's a lot of you guys out there that live here, but it was raining and pouring the last week, and it's kind of nice to have some sunshine. But you know, at the same time, we need the rain, so it's like a double-edged sword. You can't give something without something being taken away. I'm driving in my 2003 Honda S2000 right now. It's been garaged for the last couple days because it was raining, but I figured, hey, since it's nice and sunny, I might as well take the car out for a spin. But today's topics, you know, pretty straightforward. As you guys know, number one, I'm putting up my 2006 RSX Type S for sale. And I guess I'll be talking about that and the status and why I'm doing that, if any doubts that I'm having. Number two, maybe talk a little bit about this car. I actually took a walk around, a video of just a quick walkthrough so you guys can see the exterior of it. There's lots of things that have been done to this car, a lot more than I have to my last, to my Acura RSX Type S that I'm selling. So I'll go into more detail on that, and I actually know this car a lot better too. So we'll touch base on that. And number three, we'll also talk about, I guess, buying a car in terms of being a buyer and being in the shoes of the buyer. I've bought many cars, a lot more cars than I have sold in the past 10 years. So I don't know how it is in other states, but at least in California, I think I have a fairly good grasp of what you guys can do and what you guys can go through in order to, you know, to make the best out of your opportunity and to buy something that you won't regret buying. And I've also made that mistake as well. So we'll touch base on those three things, and hopefully you guys will stay with me throughout the video. So topic one, basically, status of my 2006 RSX Type S. So as you guys know, I'm actually putting that car up for sale. The reason being is, it's not because I don't like the car. I love that car. I will keep that car forever, but I don't think it's ideal for me to have more than 2 cars in Los Angeles, and parking is very limited. There wouldn't be a place for me to park it except the street, and I do not want to park any of my cars in the street because, you know, you never know what's going to happen. People can hit your car, or they can, you know, some little kids will think that it's fun to mess with your car one day, and who knows. I've actually had my antenna stolen from this car, and all because I decided to park it in the street just one time. It's kind of frustrating. Back to the RSX. I wanted something that I won't modify, you know, and when you buy something that's as nice of a car as an RSX, you know, it's a K series engine in the K20Z1, which is the 0506 RSXs, the larger cams. I mean, just a car in general, it's the market is so big to upgrade, and there's so many parts out there that, you know, they call it the mod bug. Once you do one thing, you just can't stop. Stop my radar real quick. So initially I had to touch base briefly on the RSX, and I did one thing to it, which is I upgraded the K&N short intake. That's because my OEM filter was so old and so bad. I decided, hey, you know, why not put something in there that I could keep long term? And why not? Installation was quite simple. It's carb legal, passes smog. By the way, those of you that live in California know that they're really strict on smog over here, and anything that touches their eye or catches their eye, it's you're pretty much in for it. So I did one thing, and it led to the next, and it led to the next, and the next thing I know, I have this huge outline. I have a big whiteboard at home that I, document and plan my upgrades and whatnot. So I transformed that car into something that I really, really, really loved, and it would turn heads everywhere I go. I would go to the DC5 RSX meets, and people are like, "Wow, this is a really nice car." And I'm not a really cocky guy, but I feel kind of good. Who doesn't like compliments, right? So anyway, it's fully lowered on Tane basic street coilovers, and next thing I know, I'm driving in LA, and it's my daily driver, and I'm going to certain places where I want to meet up some friends or some coworkers, get a drink or something, and it's like, man, I can't really drive this car. It's so nice. So I have to actually park the car, take an Uber, take a taxi. It's pretty annoying. And not just that, I want to go on a lot of road trips with the lady, and we have 2 dogs, and it's really not that convenient. I'm actually worried wherever I go. I don't want to scrape it. I don't want to get it dinged. So it's really troublesome. And I'm actually looking at a 2005 TSX sedan, and it's a 6-speed. Those are really, really rare and really hard to find. So I'm actually I emailed the seller. He only responded once, and he hasn't replied yet. And I don't know if he really wants to sell the car or not, because he's taking a while, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully he'll come through for me. If anything, maybe I'll come and check it out. My first car choice color was actually black, and I don't know, I have white as my S2000, and I wanted a black car because those are actually my 2 favorite colors. And I think that black just shines a lot more than white does. White looks a little bit more majestic, but black just, man, it's so stealthy. You can't get enough of it, but you would have to take care of it. It's hard to take care of. But anyway, I'm looking at a TSX, something 4-door stick shift that I could not modify and just keep, maintenance up to date. Something I can take to like San Diego or on a 6-7 hour road trip and not have to worry about ride comfort, where I can park, going over speed bumps, going over shop entrances where they're low. You have to go in at an angle and people look at you funny. They actually had people like honk because I drive up so slow, but hey, you know what? I'd rather people honk at me than take a look at my car later and be like, oh shoot, it's scratched, it's dinged. And that's another thing I guess I'll talk about in another video log where I have car OCD and it's not really good. I think I have a mild OCD compared to some of my friends. They're like super hardcore OCD. One of my friends has an M3 and a Maserati, and oh my god, he is so OCD, but I love him. Anyway, that's why I'm selling my RSX. I've had a couple of people text me about it, but you know how it is in the market. They try to lowball you. I had talks with my brother, and he actually really likes the car. He actually wanted one, but it's so hard to find a clean, well-maintained, excellent condition RSX that's not beat up these days. So he actually might buy the car. Depends if he gets a job or not. So if he gets a job, then he might buy it. So I guess I'll give him a discount because he's in the family. But for the rest of you guys out there, I think the car is already priced well. I'm not trying to rip anybody off. At the same time, not trying to rip myself off. And I can talk about the car all day long, the stuff that I've done to it, the maintenance history, the Carfax, the previous owner, the list goes on and on. But that's the reason why I'm trying to sell the car. I think for my next car, I'm just going to keep that sedan for a while. My advice would just be to not buy 2 cars and turn those into something awesome that you just got to take care of 24/7 and that you love so much. I mean, I love all my cars. I have a passion for it, and when you have a passion for it, you just want to excel at it. You want to do good at it, and you want to turn whatever product you own, you want to take ownership of it and make it better. And that's how I am. That's the type of owner that I am. So all the people that I've bought my cars in the past, and I'll create another video about this later, talk about the cars that I've purchased. nobody's ever come back and complained, and nobody's ever been saddened or uncomfortable or unhappy about it. So and also I wanted to give a shout out to Emerald Tuning. I followed your channel before, but I pondered the fact and the idea of making my own channel. But you know what, I woke up one day and I said, screw this, I'm gonna create a channel, and in the process I'm gonna learn a couple things or two. I'm gonna make some friends, I'm gonna get some subscribers, some followers, and you know, who knows, maybe one day we'll end up doing a video together or collaborating, and we'll maybe throw a car meet, and all the DC5s are the RSXs if I have my car, if I somehow do not decide to sell this car. And you know, we'll kick it, we'll have a crowd out there, we'll talk, we'll share our knowledge, and you know, love one another in a not gay way. But yeah, shout out to your channel. It's awesome, it's fun, you have a lot of authenticity, a lot of fresh content, and most importantly, I think you're very passionate and you're very charismatic about your car. And man, I don't know any other RSX channels out there that share that kind of content and that kind of excitement. So keep it up. And after watching some of your videos, I know I'm having a second doubts, second guessing myself if I should sell that car or not. But yeah, check out my channel and comment and subscribe too. Topic number 2, I already forgot what I was going to talk about, but I believe it was talking about my S2000. I purchased this car actually almost 6 years ago, I believe, 7 years. I've actually drove down to San Diego. I purchased it from an older gentleman who actually was going on his 3rd kid, and he, you know, kind of grew out of the scene, didn't want to be in the market for an S2000 anymore, and that's why he sold the car. He wanted something bigger, like a minivan, to take his kids around. And so I checked it out, and he was kind of like me. I actually had another S2000 before this one. I had an AP2, and we both had mixed feelings. We were kind of doubting ourselves, and you know, I think a part of us died when we watched the car get driven away. And I was like, oh man, this is really happening. My car is getting sold. And I love the car so much that I had to go back and buy another one. This is the one that I'm in now. I'm not going to talk too much about the car because I want to save it for another video log. But overall, I love the car. It's been reliable. It's fully bolted. I've done about 40% of the work to it, and 60% of the work, you know, I've had Ballad Sports, Natural Aspirations over here in SoCal, and also Chorks do work on the car. Really knowledgeable guys, really great guys. Guys that you don't really just work in your car and say goodbye to. You actually keep in touch with them. They're your friends. You know, you can text them and say, hey, how's it going? Or grab a lunch or have a beer. You know, they're always there to give you some advice. So maybe I'll post links to their shop so that you guys can check it out. But overall, the car is awesome. Huge list of things that I've done to it, a lot of upgrades. I've tracked the car once, and I also have a lot of footage and, you know, some first time experience on the track, so I'll try to talk about that as well. Overall, I love the car. I've driven a lot of cars, and I don't think there's a car out there that you can pay for that price and get the driving experience that you can in this car. And it just connects the driver and the car together like man and machine, and you just can't not leave that. It's just a feeling that you just, oh man, I have a cousin that has an S2000. He sold it. He got an M4, an M Coupe. He's out in an M3 sedan, and he's actually going back and buying another S2000. And I'm gonna, you know, see if I can get his reaction and get him to comment on the video. And you know, it's nothing. It's so different. It's a unique feeling. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But all in all, those are my 2 cars for now. I have a 2003 S2000 and a 2006 Acura RSX Type S, both pristine condition. I've taken care of the cars like they're my family. You know, I care for it so much. I have a big whiteboard list of things that I've done to it. Being OCD is good in that sense, I guess, and I'm also very organized about things that I do. I'm always up to date on maintenance, always. Preventative maintenance is always better late than never, right? And lastly, as a buyer, I think in California, there's so many cars out there on the market that you just have to be careful and kind of be patient. You can't rush the process. There's Craigslist, there's Auto Trader, there's Cars.com, there's Facebook these days, there's YouTube. You just have to play your cards right, you know, and be patient. Get to know the seller, feel him out, make sure he's not in a rush to sell the car. And I've been in a lot of situations where people just want to get rid of the thing. And they're telling you all these things and they're trying to like stroke your ego and they're trying to, you know, tell you things that you want to hear. But if you're not doing your research and you're not putting in the legwork and paying your dues, you're going to go into a hole and you're going to be buying a melon pretty much, and you're going to get home and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's so many wrong things with the car. And I'll create some other videos later on and touch base more about those things, but top of my head, number one, you basically have to do your research. You know, go on the California Smog History website, find out if the car is smog history, and they'll tell you a lot of things, whether the owner took care of the car, if it failed smog, why, ask him. You know, if he doesn't want to tell you, something shady is going on, you know. Maybe he modified the crap out of the car, maybe he turboed it or he supercharged it and then he's putting it back to stock. And along the way, you know, he smogged the car and it didn't pass. Sure, it's not going to pass, but that also tells you, it gives you more insight on, you know, what kind of owner he is. Did he abuse the car? Did he drive the crap out of it? Things like that. Number two, get a Carfax. You know, a lot of people would argue that no, it's a waste of money, but I personally have done it to all my cars that I've bought. And it tells you a lot of things. It tells you how many owners, condition of the car, how many maintenance records that have been done to it. It just gives you like peace of mind, you know. And you know, it's something that the more things you do in the back end, the more research you do, the more peace of mind you'll have when you actually check out the car itself. And number three, get the car checked out. Take it to a mechanic, or if you have any jack stands or anything like that, you know, bring a buddy that knows a thing or two about cars, more than you do, that's passionate about it, and say that's a mechanic, and you know, he can actually pick up on things so fast that you know, the average Joe like myself who works on cars but doesn't really have that professional aptitude of a true car mechanic will know. And just, you know, get it checked out. They can see things like when you jack up the car, you can look underneath and see for leaks, for tears, for seepage. They can see a lot of things that you won't be able to see. And those three things combined will actually give you a lot of confidence going into making your decision, and also to negotiate the car price with the buyer. So I'll create a whole new video to talk about my experience that too. But all in all, you know, this is a really unique and different experience. I've never created a vlog, but I'm already so excited, and you guys can tell from my voice, and for me talking, sharing my passion with you guys and connecting with other fellow YouTubers out there that have the same passion for cars. Oh, another quick thing is that I'm actually trilingual. I can speak Mandarin, Chinese, and also Vietnamese. And for being an Asian American here in LA, here in the United States, I take a lot of pride in being trilingual, and I'm actually going to integrate those languages into my car channel. I'm probably going to create different versions of cars, try to touch base with a lot of fans and a lot of people out there that share the same passion, not only in the United States but also in Asia, particularly in China and Taiwan and Vietnam. I know the market there is maybe smaller than here in the States, but hey, when you have knowledge of more than one language, why not use it to your advantage, right? And that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully you guys out there will connect with me and comment and subscribe and share the same passion and give me your feedback, you know. I'm also open to criticism, to feedback, what you guys want to hear, what you guys want me to talk about. I'm going to try to put some time into editing the videos too, and making it nice for you guys, and not just slapping a video on there unedited, you know, like a lot of background noise. I'll try to make it a little bit more professional, so you guys will have an idea of the passion and the authenticity and the content that I am bringing. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that's off topic, but the traffic in LA is extremely bad, especially Monday mornings going to work. There isn't a day that goes by that I'm stuck in traffic, and for those of you that live here, you guys can feel the pain. And when you're driving a 6 shift, the pain is magnified, double the time. So you just have to deal with it, and that's another thing where I wanted to buy a four-door sedan, such as a TSX. I love that car for the longest time. And they're also running the K-Series engine, which is extremely good. It's a great engine. It's so reliable. I haven't had any problems with my RSX. The only thing that I had to do was change the starter out, but other than that, mint. Never broke down, never left me stranded. And after the valve adjustment, it's been so smooth. Gas mileage has gone up. That's the thing with Hondas. You actually have to do the valve adjustment after like 100,000 miles. A lot of things get out of whack. The exhaust side and also the intake side. When you put the valve adjustment tool up to it, especially on the exhaust side, it's a lot tighter, especially on the S2000. So you actually will feel a difference in both driving and idling. I'll create another video of that later on. For beginners, it's very, very scary thing to do, because if you don't do it right, your car timing is going to be off and everything is going to not be good. But just take your time. A lot of good tutorials. YouTube is a great source for that. Just take a stab at it, you know, be confident, be brave. But anyway, probably going to leave the video here. This is the longest video on my channel so far. A lot of videos coming soon. I'm going to incorporate other languages into my YouTube videos. Talk more about my RC car, my ARMA Italian RSX-S. I actually had a problem with that. It blew something. I don't know if it's a differential or if it's the gearing that got loose, but it won't go. The motor spins, but nothing's engaging. So luckily the car's still under warranty, so I'm going to contact them and ship the car out and kind of get them to repair and give me an update on it. But I have footage of the car before it blew on me, so I'll post that shortly, create another video. But once again, thank you everybody for commenting and subscribing. Please check out my RSX Type S videos. If you know anybody out there in California that needs a very clean, a mint, well-maintained RSX for sale, give them my contact information. Let me know. I'll provide my email address below. You guys can email me personally or just subscribe to my channel. I also have a Facebook page, which I haven't had much time to update or make nice, but I'll put a link to that as well, so you guys can check that out. But I'll see you guys soon. More videos to come. I'll create some drive-bys, some exhaust notes. Once again, my S2000s, it's been fully bolted. A lot of things that have been done, a lot of history behind this car, so I'll touch base more on that car later on. But tell me what you guys think, what you guys want to know about. Share me your passion, tell me what you drive. Thanks again to Emerald Tuning, shout out to him. You have an awesome car too, and you know, keep up the good work. I hope you find a job. I hope whatever you do, you continue to share your passion and take us on along your journey of your RSX Type S, and maybe one day we'll get to connect and go for a cruise together, grab a drink and whatnot. So I'm gonna leave the video here. Los Angeles is getting a little bit overcast now, but you know, I'm driving to Santa Monica. It's where I work. So if you guys are ever there, give me a shout out. Once again, thank you. Please comment and subscribe, and hey, love and peace. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.